You see him first as a silhouette under harsh stage light, an oval narrow face carved by sharp cheekbones, short dark curls sitting heavy and alive like they're breathing, straight bold brows cutting over almond dark eyes that never look away for long, a slim straight nose full of lips set in a neutral serious line, a mustache and pointed goatee making the expression feel older than the is, and a small hoop earring catching one flash like a secret, and the crowd thinks they're watching a finished icon. But the real story starts way earlier, far from the spotlight, in a place where dreams don't come with shortcuts. The hook is simple and dangerous. The most streamed man on the planet did not come from a fair starting line. He came from a town that most people outside the island couldn't point to on the map. And the only reason the world knows his name is because he kept moving when life kept telling him to stay small. You rewind the tape to Vega Baja, Puerto Rico, a lower middle class home, or where routine mattered, where a truck driver father made long days normal, where an English teacher mother made discipline sound like love, where church wasn't a trend, but a weekly anchor, and where a kid with too much imagination learned early that being loud in the wrong place can cost you everything. He's not the stereotype people want to paste on him later, not a kid in the streets. More the opposite, staying close to family, absorbing music like oxygen, letting salsa and merengue and pop ballads feel through the walls while the world outside keeps its distance. Then comes the first turn, the one that feels small until it changes everything. He sings in the church choir until he has the teen, not for a fame, not for clout, just because his voice has nowhere else to go. And in a choir you learn timing, control, how to carry emotion without collapsing under it, and how to stand in front of people while pretending you're not terrified. Another turn hits when he starts shaping an identity out of what he hears on the radio, not copying it, bending it, collecting textures the way other kids collect trophies. And that's the first real struggle nobody sees. Because building a sound when you don't have access to the industry is like building a house with no tools. You're forced to improvise with whatever you can hold. Years pass and the pressure changes shape. Graduation, the expectation to choose a real path, the fear that talent is just a hobby people forgive until bills show up. And the stakes rise because it's no longer about dreaming. It's about surviving while dreaming. He enrolls in university and starts working at a supermarket, bagging groceries, scanning items, living inside fluorescent light and routine. Watching other people as purchases, like a documentary about who gets to live easy and who has to calculate every decision, and the deeper pain is quiet. Because there is a specific kind of exhaustion that comes from having a big vision and a small schedule, from knowing you're built for more while your life keeps demanding be practical. This is where most people would stop, where the world would convince you that your ceiling is the shelf above your head. But he starts doing something that looks harmless and is actually violent against the odds. He records and uploads music on the side, not with a team, not with a budget, but with the stubborn belief that the internet can be a door if you hit it enough times. The next turn comes fast because the internet rewards moments, not resumes, and suddenly a track catches, and catching is the wrong word because it's not luck, it is issues of taste and repetition, and hunger colliding with an opening that could close at any second. The attention starts building, and now the struggle isn't invisibility anymore, it's speed. Because once the world starts watching, it expects you to become a machine. And the stakes shift again. Because now you can lose everything you just gained. Another turn. The image forms the bunny persona, the seriousness in the face, the look that says you're not here to be cute. You're here to take space, and people begin to argue about him like he's a symbol instead of a human, and that's where fame gets sharp. Then the pressure multiplies. Because he isn't just trying to win. He's carrying where he's from on his back. Every interview turning into a test, Every outfit a headline. Every move a permission slip for someone else. The world loves the myth of overnight success, but the truth is uglier and more inspiring. You don't get to jump levels without paying, and the payment is time, sleep, relationships, privacy, and the constant fear that the next song won't hit and everyone will finally say what you've always been afraid of, that you were a moment, not a legacy. Midpoint twist. The rough childhood isn't a single dramatic event you can point at. It's the long grind of limited access, the discipline of a home that expected you to work, the mental war of staying creative inside ordinary life, and the fact that he built his own runway while the world acted like there wasn't an airport. And the scariest part, that once he makes it, the world starts rewriting his past to fit their favorite narrative, either turning him into a perfect hero or a messy cautionary tale. And both versions erase the real person, the kid who learned to sing before he learned to sell, who learned to carry emotion without letting it swallow him, who learned that the safest way out of being underestimated is to outwork the label. The dark twist arrives when you realize the goal was never just become famous, because fame is not safety, it's exposure, and the bigger you get, the more people feel entitled to consume you, judge you, and own your story like it belongs to them. And that's why his seriousness makes sense, why the expression stays neutral even when the crowd screams, because the cost of being seen by millions is that you can't unsee them. And the real flex is not becoming a celebrity, it is becoming one without letting the machine turn you into a character you can't escape. The aha lands in the final seconds. The kid from Vega Baja didn't win because he was chosen, he won because he kept choosing himself when nothing round him made it easy. And if you're waiting for a life to hand you a clean path, you're already losing. Like and subscribe for more and comment this. Do you think talent matters more than discipline, or discipline matters more than talent? And what would you do first if you had to build your dream from a place nobody pays attention to?